We are here at the premiere of Nobu, speaking with
Matt Tyrnauer. I'm the director, yeah.
Right on. Thank you, Matt, for taking the time to speak with me today. So tell me about how you got involved with Chef Nobu, and then we're entrusted to make this documentary.
Well, I didn't know Nobu. We were introduced through a mutual friend, Johnny Noonery, who's one of the producers on the film. And I knew about Nobu, I knew about his restaurants, but this was a journey of discovery for me, which is a great thing when you're making a documentary. I like going in as a kind of resident alien. I like exploring worlds, closed universes, if you will, and the restaurant universe of Nobu is a world unto itself. So getting in there with cameras and having the opportunity to be a fly on the wall for more than a year in locations around the world, from Tokyo to Peru, Las Vegas, LA, Chicago, I think in the Middle East as well.
How many restaurants altogether? Like
they're almost 60 at this point.
60 Nobus.
I think when we started filming there were almost 50, so it's growing fast.
Yeah. So he also revealed a lot of his earlier years when he was in Los Angeles and when the restaurant burned down and when he had to leave Peru. Going through all of that, did you sit and talk with him to get all that information, or was it written out? Or?
So, I mean, Nobu had a hard time. I mean, this is not someone who was immediately successful. He didn't really hit it till he was in his 40s. He had real tragedy early in life. His father died when he was a young boy. He got into a lot of trouble as a schoolboy in Tokyo. He was on probation. He almost like a reform school situation. He then was fired, in essence, from one of his first big jobs. Then his second attempt at partnering in a restaurant ended in disaster when the restaurant burnt down.
Right.
He then had to restart in Los Angeles, and in his late 30s and early 40s just had this explosive success. Clearly it was his time. And that was an amazing aspect of the story, because someone so successful you might assume had a leg up in life. He did not, or was just instantly inspired and made it. He didn't. He really struggled.
Yeah, it shows a story of tenacity, going from rags to riches or overcoming adversity. What would you say is the number one personality trait that Chef Nobu has that has made him so successful over these years?
Resilience. Just what we were saying. I mean, to come back from the brink of suicide to really in only a few years, just extraordinary success, changing the landscape of restaurants, not only in Los Angeles, but eventually worldwide, having one of the biggest food empires in the world, being a household name. I mean, this was a very short time. He was almost going to kill himself, and I think 3 or 4 years later, his name was on the tip of everyone's tongue in the LA food world.
Yeah, as you said in the film, people might not know the name of the Japanese emperor, but everybody knows Chef Nobu. That was a Wolfgang Puck quote. I loved it. I thought the film was great. I want to wish you congratulations and enjoy your premiere here at Tribeca.
Thank you. Thanks for the questions.
So I was able to check out the film this morning, and I was happy to see that you were a part of it. Tell me about your relationship with Chef Nobu.
Okay, well, I don't want this to come out any other way than saying it directly. Yeah. Without me, there's no Nobu. So now you'll have to see the movie to figure out why.
Wow. Okay.
Because Robert De Niro and I had been partners at Tribeca Grill. The original story is that De Niro actually called Nobu to be the chef for Tribeca Grill, which was just bad casting.
Right.
I saw the friendship. I made it happen. Yeah. 4 years later, I called him back, signed the lease, got David Rockwell as the designer, and the rest, as they say, is in history. Yeah. There wasn't a magic wand that said, Robert De Niro met Nobu, and they open a restaurant and you live happily ever after. Yeah. Somebody had to do it. Yeah. Right, guys? Yeah. Somebody had to do it. We live in the world of, fantasy.
We do.
Somebody has to do it. You're interviewing the person. You can cut that if you want to.
What struck me as interesting is that Chef Nobu did not know who Robert De Niro was the first time that he called. How was that a thing?
Well, one of the great characteristics of Nobu, besides his charisma, is that he's very naive. which comes out in the film. I think you saw the film. So it's possible he didn't know who he was. And then he was in Casino. I think he knew who he was.
Yeah, I thought that was probably.
You saw that?
Yeah, I saw. I looked up his IMDb.
Yeah. Okay. Off camera, I got to tell you a quick story.
Okay. So tell me about the restaurant scene in New York. How do you see that things are going for the restaurants in New York City and Brooklyn and all the boroughs?
Well, the pandemic really kicked us in the butt.
Yeah.
But people hung in there. The PPP loans were essential.
Yeah.
And now it's definitely bouncing back. I think it's very strong in New York City. Very strong.
In closing, what would you like to say to Tribeca for the acceptance of Nobu into the festival?
Well, the film is fantastic. The director, Matt Tyrnauer, he's a great director. So I'm just happy that somebody chronicled it.
So you're a producer on the film. Tell me about some of the production, the producing that you had to do for the documentary Nobu.
Sure. I didn't have the pleasure of going to Peru or any of the exotic locales. I'm more the guy who stays home. So we set it up and helped arrange the financing, but also after the shooting's done, to try and sift through and find the best story that we wanted to tell.
So I love the aspect of going back into Chef Nobu's life in his earlier years. Did you sit down with him and he had the documents to provide for you for the doc, or what did you have to do for that?
You probably got better information on that from Matt.
Okay. So for working from home, what did you do at home base for the project?
Just ate as much Nobu as I could.
What's your favorite thing to eat at Nobu?
I would say the toro tartare with caviar. It's tough to beat.
So if you were to summarize Nobu for audiences to go and see it, how would you summarize this documentary?
I would say it is. It's a food movie, but it's not for food lovers only. I think it's for anyone who has aspirations. Anyone who's come from humble beginnings and has high aspirations. It's a lesson in drive, determination, and humility.
Good afternoon, Chef Nobu. Thank you so much for speaking with me. I was able to check out the film earlier today, and it was truly tremendous to learn about your life. So, as you're about to go into the premiere here at Tribeca, how are you feeling about your life's work about being showcased to audiences?
Okay, so it's all my life, I so much happening the problem, but I'm very lucky. I'm very glad because I didn't give up my life, and kept the running. So it means everything I did it. So I'm here. I'm very happy. I'm very much proud of myself.
Yeah. As you continue to expand your restaurant, what do you look to do next? Because you're taking over the world, going making Nobus everywhere you go.
Well, I'm traveling, so all of my team, my family. Yeah. It's like every stop. So everyone knows I'm there. Yeah. So any different country, they're still feel like back my home.
Congratulations, I loved it, and have a good evening.
Thank you so much.